Cisco is making a pretty big move in the certification world. Starting February 2026, the DevNet Expert Cert is getting a major upgrade and a new name, CCIE Automation v1. But this is way more than just a rebrand, right? It seems to signal a massive pivot away from basic scripting toward full-scale automation architecture, especially for hybrid cloud environments.
Exactly. And the key takeaway here is that just being a coder isn't enough anymore. You have to think like a systems architect now. In V1, Cisco doesn't want to see if you can write a script. They want to see if you can architect a self-healing system. It's a very clear message. The era of the scripting hobbyist in networking is officially over.
Right. So the bar has been raised from how to code to how to engineer. And to meet that higher bar, it looks like Cisco has completely swapped out the tools we're expected to master.
They really did a full house cleaning on the tool chain.
Yeah, the technical requirements are seeing a major overhaul. Terraform has officially replaced Puppet as the main infrastructure as code tool. There's also a new heavy emphasis on Jinja 2, YAML, and Kubernetes microservices. It even looks like they've removed older technologies like the native iOS XE APIs to focus on what they're calling shift-left security.
It's about time. Terraform replacing Puppet isn't just a tool swap. It's the networking world finally adopting the gold standard of the cloud. It shows Cisco is aligning with what the rest of the DevOps world is actually using. I mean, if you aren't comfortable with Terraform's HCL or securing your API keys from the get-go, this new lab is going to be a very long 8 hours for you.
It seems like they're forcing network engineers to become security experts and cloud architects all at once. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. The aha moment here is the interoperability requirement. It's not about silos anymore. It's about the connective tissue between platforms. For example, you might have to write something where deploying an SD-WAN policy automatically triggers a security compliance scan via DNA Center. That's the level of integration we're talking about.
That is a lot to juggle security, cloud, and code, which I guess is why the preparation strategy for this version has to be incredibly disciplined.
You can't just wing it.
So to tackle this, the recommended approach is a 3-phase, 1-6-week plan. It starts with what they call environment alignment. In the DevNet sandbox, moves into high-intensity, project-driven learning like orchestrating multi-data center resources, and then it ends with weekly 8-hour simulated exams to build stamina.
That environment alignment piece is huge, and people often overlook it. You have to be obsessed with version consistency. If your lab at home is running a slightly different software version than the exam's official SD-WAN 20.9, your perfectly good API methods might just fail for no apparent reason. You're setting yourself up for a very expensive mistake on exam day if you ignore that. You don't study for this by reading docs. You study by breaking a lab at 2 a.m. and scripting your way out of it.
That really drives home that engineering mindset, the ability to troubleshoot under intense pressure. So, let's wrap this up. For anyone starting this journey, what are the absolute essential takeaways?
Okay, if you're going for this, here's what you need to burn into your brain. First, think architecture, not just scripting. They want to see if you can design an integrated self-healing system. Second, master the modern toolset. Terraform, Jinja 2, and YAML are the new pillars. Puppet and old APIs are gone. Third, security is now mandatory from the start. Shift-left security, like API hardening, is a core graded part of the exam. You can't bolt it on at the end. And finally, your preparation has to be precise. It's a 12-to-1, 6-week cycle of breaking and fixing things, and you must make sure your lab software versions, like iOS XE 17.9, match the exams exactly. It's all about practical engineering, not theory.